You could be in the concert field, Hannibal, if you worked on it.
Oh, Jeffrey, you were so right. Golden fingertips. I simply surrender to it. I'm a rat. Do come in, Mrs. Savage.
I trust you had a pleasant sleepless night?
Lovely, thank you. Not a wink.
You just mishandled recital.
I heard it. As a matter of fact, it's what brought me out of my room.
Well, you'll never believe it, Mrs. Savage, but Hannibal's never touched a violin until just last year.
Oh, what makes you think I wouldn't believe it, dear? Was it something you composed yourself, Hannibal?
But with variations of my own.
Mathematics loss was certainly our gain.
Now, I don't quite follow, Fairy.
Barry knows I used to be a statistician.
Thank you. Now I'm straight.
Give him a fraction and multiply.
I'm afraid I wouldn't know if he was right or not.
My previous job was with the government, charting trends. My job was supposed to keep my finger on the pulse of the public and my ear to the ground.
A rather vulnerable position, was it not?
Very. I was fired and replaced by an electronic calculator.
Oh, I think you'd have electricity too.
No, but I did want to use my brains to make money. Something that could be made for a dime and sold for $1. And what's happened for me? I'm afraid my education was wasted.
Well, I'm going to send John Thomas to Princeton. Their boys aren't very bright, but they do make such good gentlemen. Oh, that reminds me. May we ask you a personal question, Mrs. Savage?
The only ones worth asking, my dear.
Well, a little birdie told us that you used to be an actress. We're just bursting with curiosity. Is it true?
Well, if being on stage makes you an actress, then I guess it's true.
Miss Willie, oh, she's a bird, Florence mentioned, said you'd been on the New York stage.
Huh. I wonder if you've seen you, Mrs. Savage.
Not unless you were quick. I was actually in 2 productions, the first being Macbeth.
Oh, I adore Macbeth. All that blood. I sent a pint of my blood to the Red Cross once. Back.
I'm sure you were in novel departures, Lady Macbeth.
I couldn't agree with you more, but they cast me as the witch.
But you're a perfect witch.
Thank you.
Is this witch stuff for us?
Oh, I couldn't. I hadn't any lines. If I did, it probably would have cost me twice as much.
Why did it cost you anything?
I backed the show. If I hadn't, I wouldn't have even been able to play the mute witch.
Was it expensive?
Extremely, but worth it.
What a pity. Weren't you discouraged?
Bitterly. But man is by nature optimistic. If he weren't, he'd eat his young. So, I decided I'd write a play and star myself.
You wrote a play?
Indeed, I did. With courage born of ignorance and a plot out of wedlock.
What part did you play then?
Naturally the lead. Not Guilty, starring P. Savage.
What does the P stand for?
I haven't the faintest idea. My numerologist said I needed it in my name for luck. She was right. We ran a year.
What was the play about?
A mother who murdered a man and was defended by a young woman lawyer, who turned out to be her own daughter. I had bright red hair and tied in my daughter's arms every night. And 2 matters a week, as the curtains came down and the jury whispered, "Not guilty." Oh, I've never had a better time in my life.
I gathered the notices were good that time?
They were sincere.
What did they say?
Well, the Times said I brought the theater back 50 years, which couldn't be true because I stole the plot from Bottom X, which is only 40 years old.
What do you think they'd know?
But the Wall Street Journal was perfect. They said I brought something new to the theater. Money.
Really, Barry, money isn't new.
What did Wall Street say?
They said I had a tenacious mediocrity, unhampered by taste.
But that wasn't good.
It was perfect. In our act, we simply said tenacious and unhampered.
And you ran a year?
We would have been running yet if my daughter hadn't come home and stopped me. Oh, I know we were bad, and audiences only came to laugh at me, but we had a good time. Oh, I do miss it. Oh well, my turn is coming.
I don't think that was very nice of your daughter. Don't do it! Please don't do it, Mrs. Savage! Mary, what's wrong? Mrs. Savage is savage. You're gonna read the newspaper.
What's the matter?
I wouldn't do that if I were you, Mrs. Savage.
Please give me the paper, Mrs. Savage, please.
You mustn't read it.
It'll only make you unhappy.
My dears, I already know what's going in the paper. There's no way you could surprise me. I I've just been waiting for it to happen.
Waiting for what to happen, Mrs. Savage?
What? Why, what it says in the paper?
But we don't know what it says in the paper.
Then why are you trying to keep me from reading it?
We have an agreement.
We don't read the papers until they're month old.
We find her much happier when we wait.
What are we waiting for?
Why, naturally, we're waiting for... What are we waiting for, Hannibal?
Perspective.
Peace of mind.
Security.
We find it easier to read about unpleasant things a month after they've happened.
What, please? There's something in the paper I'd like to know now. Not next month.
Well, we're only trying to help you. Oh, yes.
Disaster is easier to digest when it's aged a little.
It's better when you know it's over and nothing can be done about it.
My darlings, I've made my bed. I want to know who's in it.
You can't stop Mrs. Savage from making food if she insists. You don't know her well enough to be rude.
Florence is right.
Well, if you're really horrible, don't tell us.
No!
If there's anything bad going on in the world, it won't help us to know about it.
This is yesterday's paper. I want today's paper.
Oh! It isn't here yet.
When does it come?
I don't know.
Is there a radio here?
Yes, right over there.
Oh, maybe I can catch the news. Why didn't anyone say there was a radio here?
You didn't ask us.
The radio's not working. Is something wrong with the set?
Oh, I don't think so. Of course, it hasn't any tubes.
It hasn't any what?
Tubes. This is Patty Steele's stuff. She hates the electricity, you know.
No one knows where she hides them.
Why didn't you tell me the set hadn't any tubes?
You didn't ask us.
Dear, dear, dear. How high is that wall?
Much too high.
It's easily 10 chairs high.
And I suppose they never leave the great gate open?
Don't look beyond the garden, Mrs. Savage. There may be a better place out there, but if you give this up to look for it, you may never find it and lose what you have.
Yeah, you'll like it here after a while.
Except in January. Rooms get a little cold. But we like you already.
It isn't that I don't find you guys enchanting, but
But what? Please don't say anything mean. Oh, do be still. Excuse us, Mrs. Savage, but we have to go now.
but where?
It's garden hour.
We each have a little plot where we can plant things. You can plant whatever you like. Vegetables or flowers. Last year I planted birdseed just to see what will come up. What did come up, Barry? Nothing. But there's a rich horticultural experience.
In the center, there's a beautiful evergreen. And during Christmas time, there's lights on it saying, Merry Christmas. Keep out.
Come with us, Mrs. Savage. I'll show you my delphinium.
No, thank you. I need to think. I'll stay here.
But the buzzer buzzed. One must obey orders.
May I ask what you're doing, Mrs. Savage?
I'm wearing the carpet out evenly.
Oh, how prudent. I'll join you.
But don't you have to garden?
This is more constructive. I'll help too. We must all do this here.
I didn't mean to start a procession.
Come, boys, and many feet make light worse.
Why not, Jeffrey? The change, most women lead us in circles.
Go ahead, Miss Savage. We're behind you.
But I feel like the Pied Piper.
You step on the leaves, Jeff. Hannibal to take buds. Mrs. Savage can have roses, and the rest of us will walk on thorns. Do you know what we're doing, Miss Willie?
Wearing up the carpet evenly.
Oh, someone told you.
Didn't I hear the buzzer in garden hour?
I didn't hear it. I think it's broken.
Barry, aren't you ashamed?
Oh, I wish I were dead.
I'm afraid this is my fault, Miss Willie.
I didn't feel like arguing anyhow. But you worked so hard on your flowers. Do you want them to die, Florence? I don't want anything to die. Oh, that's so true. Poor Florence wouldn't hurt a fly. She catches them and puts them out the window. Flies adore her.
I think we'd all better go out and work in the garden. Barry, share your seats with Mrs. Savage. Run along now. Aren't you going with them, Mrs. Savage?
I would like to talk to you. Alone. 40,000?
Don't you like us, Mrs. Savage?
That's a most irritating answer to a sound business offer, my dear. 40,000. You could be free of this place, too.
But I don't want to be free of it.
50,000. You could go visit Cairo, Mandalay, the South Pacific.
But I've seen Cairo. I've been to Mandalay and the South Pacific.
You have?
I had 4 years as an army nurse.
No matter. I bet you could still use $50,000.
Now, where will you get $50,000, Mrs. Savage? That's a fortune.
No matter. I can get it, and in the current idiom, 50,000 is peanuts.
Oh, I believe you. But I'm afraid I'm going to have to refuse.
Oh well, you leave me no choice but to burn this place down.
Oh, you wouldn't do that.
Oh, yes, I would.
Too many people here would know how to save themselves. You think of them first.
If you believe I belong here, why are you appealing to my reason?
I wasn't. I was appealing to your emotions.
No matter. I'll get out of here soon enough. It's just bragging you would have been so much cheaper. Now my cup will cost me a couple million at least.
Good morning, doctors. Good morning. Is Mrs. Savage downstairs? She just this minute went out to the garden. What is her state of mind this morning? The usual pattern. She's already offered me a bribe. What did she offer you? The highest yet. 15,000, the poor dear. Does she sound confident? Definitely manic. She spoke as if she still controlled her affairs. Apparently she does. Read this. I guess they're talking to her children. They're practically out of their minds themselves. The senators live in Washington at once. He'll pick up his sister in New York and the judge in Boston and be there by tonight. This is the most amazing story I've ever heard. When did they discover it? Apparently this morning. They asked me to confine her for a girl. I don't understand it. How could she get away with so much money? Apparently her husband left the estate for her. She's been selling out control ever since. $10 million! That's a typographical error, isn't it? No, they had it all right. But what could she have done with it? As her son says, God knows. Could she have spent it? I don't. Will you call her, please? I better tell her what to expect. Oh, Mrs. Savage, would you come in here, please? Dr. Evan wants to see you. Want to take your seclusion? Of course not. But sometimes I wish there was a way of placing relations in seclusion. They're always much more trouble than she knows what's happened to the money. If she does, she's the only one. Is there a possibility that there's a method in her madness? Miss Lily, I find it harder every day to say exactly where reason ends and madness begins. For the moment, I must accept the presumptive evidence of her stepchildren. Well, from what I've heard, your son's record in Congress is enough to give any good psychiatrist a nasty turn. It certainly would. And the sensationalism of about 6 divorces doesn't speak too well for her emotional stability.
Did you want me, Doctor?
Yes. Good morning. Miss Lily, will you have on the switchboards? Miriam has to deliver the call from newspaper. Yes, doctor? Please sit down, Mrs. Savage.
I think I know what you're going to tell me.
Do you?
I see you got the morning papers. I wondered how long it would take them to find out.
Then you're aware of what you've done. And the consequences?
It's too early for consequences. May I see?
Senator Paul from Washington. We can expect them by tonight.
Indeed we can. Well, I'm not going anyplace.
How could you possibly have spent $10 million without someone knowing about it?
Who said I spent it?
That paper says you did.
Oh, well, what do they know? I couldn't have spent it. I hid it.
You hid it?
In nice $500,000 non-negotiable bonds that can't be traced.
Why?
I don't ask you what you do with your money, Doctor.
I'm sorry this is happening, Mrs. Savage. I'm afraid your hidden treasure is going to be the greatest advantage to you.
That's because you're a doctor, and doctors never know the value of money.
Would you like to know how long it would take for you to earn that much money, Mrs. Savage?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Mary wants music while she plans her seed.
Oh, just a moment, Hannibal. You're a statistician. How long would it take the average doctor to earn $10 million?
Oh, well, have to start before Christ was born, up to the burning up of Rome, and St. Joad and Savonarola, and work up to the, let's see, up to the Norman Conquest, the Crusades, the 100 Years' War, the 30 Years' War, the 70 Years' War, and work double time up to the discovery of America and bubblegum and penicillin, and that's without deducting federal tax, state tax, luxury tax, city tax, music tax, school tax, and I'd add about 100 years to that.
Thank you, Hannibal. It's a great deal to be responsible for, Mrs. Savage.
Now what's the doctor up to?
A bit of emotional blackmail, I suspect. Hannibal, would you guess that I'm worth $10 million on the hook?
Never. The human body only has 20 cents worth of calcium in it, 5 cents worth of iodine, and 20 cents worth of phosphorus. And, well, even at present crisis, no one's worth over $1.50.
So you only value me at $1.50?
Never! You said worth. Your value is inestimable.
I like you, Hannibal. I like you a lot. You make me feel important. You make me feel like dancing.
Splendid. What shall I play?
Anything.
I'm very good on gypsy song. No, wrong song. Oh, the flight of the bumblebee. Even better.
Can anything be more appropriate? The bees come home and find the honey gone. Someone's going to be stung. Play, Hannibal.